Hey everyone, Dave here, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Space-Based Command Station. What this is an expansion and storage solution for Space-Base. Now, a couple things that we're going to get up front here is that in the base game, the box was pretty full straight out of the gate. So we had just room for the player components in here, and there was some room, a little bit of room for the boards, but and then there's only some spot for some cards here, not really much room for expansion. And then we had some room for the components and dice in there. Then they came out with the Shy Pluto expansion, and this particular one, when we look at it inside, is very, very touchy, and so you have to keep everything in order. You can't have these falling all over because of how this particular campaign goes. I keep these separated, and then also we have the special pieces that are in here. And so there's not enough, you can't keep everything together, so it starts taking up a bunch of space on the shelf. Well, now we have the command station, which this does two things. It's going to be a storage solution, and also it's going to allow us to expand the number of players in here. So the original Space Base, we could play 5 players. Now we're going to be able to play 7, which is really, really good because in my playing group, a lot of times we have a large number of players. So let's take a look at this real quick inside what we have. Looks like we have a little sheet that has some rules on how to play, and then also talks about the 6 and 7 player rules, and looks like some variants. There's some extra dice that are in here, and some clarifications on some different cards. So we have those, and it looks like we have additional dice sets to be able to play, and additional resource cubes, and we have additional player boards and additional starting cards, and there are 350 card sleeves in here, so we could actually sleeve the whole game, which is really, really cool. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually go through, get everything all prepped, and we'll come back and see how everything all fits together. Alright, here is everything that is out for Space Base so far. So in the Command Station expansion, we added 2 new player colors here, this turquoise color and this orange. So now we have 6 and 7 players. We also have this other stack now of pre-deployed cards that are going to be used when playing with that number of players. Also, now we have all of these extra sets of dice that come over here that match in the player colors. Before in the original, we just had this set of blue ones. So now we have ones that will match. And then we have the stuff here that comes in the Shy Pluto expansion. Now notice these I do not have sleeved right now because I haven't had a chance to play through it. And as I do, then I'll just sleeve them and do whatever I need to do with them. So here is the box, and these are the leftover sleeves for right now. And unfortunately, they don't really give you a map as to where things are going to go, so we're just going to kind of wing it here as we can. So I'm going to just kind of shift the camera over here a little bit so you can see the box, and we're going to go ahead and just load things in there. So the first thing we have are all of our player boards, and so there's 2 additional ones now for the 6th and 7th players, and these are just going to drop in this slot right here in the front, just like this. So you can see they're going to be in the front there. Next, there are different compartments, and they have a little medial divider in there, and so what I'm going to go ahead and do is use these for the different cards. These are all the number 1 cards. So we were going to put them in the first slot right here, and they can just rock back and forth. They're not going to go anywhere. Then we have the number 2s, which I'm going to put behind them in this compartment right here. Then we will bring the number 3s along the back. So what I'm going to do now with the all of the additional player pieces is I'm going to stack them all together and put them in. And what I'm going to end up doing is putting the pre-deployed cards behind the 6th and 7th player pieces, because you're really only going to use them if you're playing with 6 or 7 players. So those will go in the back behind here like this. So here's this whole stack. Drop those in, back compartment just like that. And we have a mess here now with the Shy Pluto things. So what I'm going to do with the Shy Pluto cards is there is a slot that's in the middle right here. I'm going to drop them in just like that, so we don't see anything there. And it came with 4 clear dice, so I'm going to go ahead and drop those in place right here. And here is the story deck, which we will go ahead and place right here. Now, we have a couple other sets of cards in the base game. I just wanted to get some things out of the way. These are all the colony cards. I'm going to go ahead and stick those in with the player cards. And we have the start player card as well in the front. So, next we have all of our cubes, like our charge cubes and everything else. And I have them bagged up separately. And I'm just going to drop them into this little compartment right here. So we have room for those. Then we have these 2 mystery boxes of components. I'm just going to place them on top here. And then there's a little section in the back. If you look in the bottom, it's kind of shaped to be able to scoop out from very easily. And so we're just going to drop the dice in here. So those all fit in the corner. So there's everything that's going to fit inside of the space command station. All I have to do now is just throw the rules books in there. So we have 3 books that are going to go in there. The first one will be just the command station book there, and then we have the regular rule book and Shy Pluto, and just close that up. So now we have a storage solution to be able to hold everything for us, and we would be eliminating the box for the base game and also for the Shy Pluto expansion. So this is just how this works. You'll have to stay tuned for another video in the future that's going to actually talk about the space gameplay with 6 and 7 players. But for a storage solution, this one works out very, very well. The only thing is I wish that there was an actual map that would show how everything fit in there. So I'm assuming that's right, everything held in there. So this is the Space Command Station. Stay tuned for another episode where we actually talk about the gameplay. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.